thought the season was over. The season is over, but we ain't going nowhere, god dang it. You thought you got rid of us, Law.
They thought so, but we ain't going nowhere. Bring it. We right here.
For real. If
And
anything,
we
all they
ain't
did was
going.
if anything, all they did was irritated us. Now we really on your content. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No doubt, man. No doubt, man.
For real. And hey, man, you guys already know, man, we live in the building, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Hey, man, no matter where you are right now, I need you guys to do the 3 S's. You guys already know what that is. What is that? That means I need you guys to either hit that share button, or I need you guys to hit that star button, or I need you guys to hit that super chat button. You feel me? I need you guys either way. I need you to hit it. You know what I'm saying? I need you to aggressively hit it too. That means really, really bing, bing, bow, bing, bing, bow. You know what I'm saying? Really bing, bing, bow that thing. You know what I'm saying? We're live on Law Nation Sports. We're live on West Coast Cowboy, man. We are live several places in the world right now. And you are watching live on one of those places. So wherever you are, I need you to represent right now. Right now, hit that share button. You feel me? Share the content. Show your boy West Coast and Law that you care about the content. And let's just be real. Some of us made some subliminal promises to the football gods, and that was, if we beat Tom Brady, that you was gonna pay more attention in the offseason, Lord, if you let us
right.
Lord. Because I made some promises to the Lord if we beat Tom Brady too, that I gotta keep do too. You know what I'm saying? So we made some promises, and y'all know that one of them promises was that y'all was gonna stay more tuned in this offseason. So continue to keep your promise and stay locked in with Cowboy content, because we not going nowhere, man.
Bring it. We right here. We ain't going anywhere. Hey, Wes, this is the thing, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Salute. Shout out to the Facebook squad. Shout out to the notification squad, the Star Gang, all of y'all that's popping. Shout out to Law Nation Sports crew over there, and as well as West Coast. This is the thing. Speaking of West Coast Cowboy, we're going to be doing West Coast offense now, man. What's your thoughts on that? And on top of that, bro, who do you tag? Who do you sign? Let's talk about that too.
Before I do that, do you mind? Because, man, I'm gonna tell you, Law, I'm still in the hood, man. So I still got bills to pay. I still got a couple bills to pay, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, Law. You know what I'm saying? I still got a couple bills to pay, man. So real quick, let me pay these bills real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nobody turning no lights off around here. You feel me? We like how everything's set up. You know what I'm saying? What's up with you, Jarvis? What's up with your boy? I appreciate you, man. What's up with you, Joseph? What's up, Joseph? I see you, boy. Hit that star button. I got Kirby Allen in the building. What's up, Kirby? I see you in the building. I see Buck Smith. What up, Buck Smith? He says, what's up? Buck, can I get a buck, Chuck? What's up, boy? I see you, boy. Joshua Solo, he says, what's up, man? Christian King, what's up with you? I see you in the building. Michael, I'm gonna try. I don't give a dang. I'm gonna try it. Here we go, Michael. Spagger. You know what, Michael? I went to Eisenhower High School. Remember, we had a really big football field, but not a big computer lab. You know what I'm saying? So don't blame it on my heart, man. Blame that on my head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you put that in the comment box how close I was to saying your last name, because I definitely want to. It's Spagger. I'm not gonna try it again. Man. But I got love for you. I love you enough to try. You feel me? I know. Doubt. You feel me? I know that's Jennifer. Well, I appreciate you, Jennifer, in the comment box sliding in. And then, you know what? Let me go over to YouTube real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let me go over to YouTube. The tubes of you. Oh, Grandpa. What's up? Lord, I started this. You did this blogging. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what's up, Lee Gee? Lil Gee, what's up, boy? I see you. One Hand Bandit, what's up, boy? I appreciate you. HY001, I see you, boy. Life's crazy. Oh my God.
Hey, that's a name. Life is crazy. It's a strange lady.
Hey, so listen to me. Some of y'all names is just too damn real. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all names is too damn real. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got Jazzy Jeff in the building. I got NFZs in the building. And that's what, and I'm going to tell you this right now. Every now and then I get on my knees and I pray to Jesus and I say, thank you, Lord. Well, I want to tell Jesus today in the comment box, thank you for that $10 super chat. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? You little J, not big J.
Yeah, he little J, He hates Zeus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you hate Zeus.
He don't even get the J. He just hates Zeus.
Hey, Lord, you know what they say though? They say you ain't really blogging if Jesus ain't watching you. That's all I'm saying. I know Jesus watch me.
Yeah, he watching. Yeah,
I know for a fact. Hey, I got Landlord in the building. What up, Landlord Sports? Appreciate you, my boy. Over there collecting rent. Appreciate you, my boy.
Salute.
I got Action Pal. What's up, Action Pal?
Pal.
And I got Ellen Glennon in the building. What's up, Ellen Glennon?
You know what? Let me say something on Action, man. He'll full court press you, man. He'll full court press you. You'll be like, hey, and Action be like, hey, no, nah, man. You said.
Hey, you know what's funny?
I love him, man. I love him, man.
Hey, I wasn't trying to start nothing, but I was literally about to say Action. Come on now. You know we got company now. We got company. You know,
No, man. Him, my guy Antoine, I see y'all, man. And this is what it's supposed to be about, man. We gonna have some topics that you guys don't agree with, and we're gonna have some topics that you guys do agree with. And that what makes it nice, ain't it, West Coast? You know?
It is. And I'm gonna tell you something too. Some of you guys are also, and I want this is only to like a couple of you guys out there, and some of you guys have actually been called to do what me and Law do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of you guys are outgrown you have outgrown the comment box. And it's time to start doing some comments. It's time to start doing some content. Like if you come on here every day and you fight with West Coast and you come back every day, you need to go start a show up.
Right.
And have your show. And your show, and then we can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because think about this, well, at the end of the day, it's really all of us versus letter language. Like that's what it's all about. If you ain't watching Law, you better be watching West Coast. If you ain't watching West Coast, you better be watching Boss Cowboy. If you ain't watching Boss Cowboy, you better be watching Big Game. If you ain't watching Big Games, you better be watching CFO Jay Tuck over there. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as you're watching this, and if I missed anybody, like my boy Rome, I apologize. But as long as you're watching this side of the street, we'll support it all day. We gonna support it all day.
Let me tell it. I'm gonna tell y'all transparent. My biggest regret was sitting back for 3 years. I sat for 3 years with my YouTube channel, just sitting there watching other content creators like the Shangos of the world and other. There was a guy named Cowboys TD. I used to watch them. I never hit record. I never press record. That's the hardest thing is pressing record on. And I started with a cell phone. So for 3 years, I was sitting there just chilling. And then it hit me that one day that they stopped like posting on a consistent basis. Shout out to those boys. I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and spit my mind. And now look where we at, you know? So you just got to be able. There's people right now that's a whole lot better than us. They just sitting there chilling, eating oodles and noodles.
Yeah, and they say some of the best dreams and stories and poems and books. You know where they lie? At the graveyard.
At the graveyard, man.
At the graveyard. And hey, shout out to Will Skywalker still because he's doing some great things over there. Right. Hey, shout out to Shango, man, the goat of goats.
He one
of the goats, man. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody that's doing content, man. And the number one thing I love about Cowboys content is you, the fan, benefit by all of this. You want to know why? Because it gives you options. It gives you options. It gives you the option to pick and choose who it is that you want. Law, give me 1 second. Let me shut my dogs up for 2 seconds.
Okay.
Like these Frenchy puppies and they going crazy.
Oh, I know how that goes, man. Shoot. I can handle them dogs. You know how I go. Down, boy. Down. Get back over there. He got them dogs. But hey, Cowboys free agent moves. This is what we're going to talk about. The Tony Pollard to tag or to not to tag. We got a list of guys, the Terrence Steeles of the world, the Connor McGovern. Do you bring them back for a cup of coffee? Oh, excuse me, the Anthony Get Down Brown. Or do you cut Jordan Lewis and get back $5 to $6 million? So many things we can talk about because we got to do this first, Wes, before we get into the draft, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah, I believes it for real, man. Like some of y'all literally be in October asking me, West Coast, what you gonna eat for Christmas? Like, dog, why y'all hate on Thanksgiving so much? Like, people just don't appreciate Thanksgiving no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Free agency is Thanksgiving. I know Christmas is the draft because you get these gifts and they feel so good and you don't know what they're gonna do and you have so much optimism and you can buy their jerseys. But I'm going to tell you how this right now, bro. If you go look at the last 3 teams that are in the Super Bowl that are being represented, right? Go look at what's going on in the NFC. I don't know. Listen, my team play in the NFC, so I only really know what happens on my side of the street. You know what I'm saying? On my
Yeah.
side of the street, if you wanted to go to Super Bowl, you know what you need to have? You need to have free agents. You need to have a team that's built around free agents and older players. Why?
Right.
Because that's what Tampa Bay did. That's what the Los Angeles Rams did. And to be honest with you, now the Eagles didn't go as old as some of these other teams. Why? Because they already had key positions in place, but they did the exact same formula. Listen to me. Ray Spurter, they have that song, I don't got no time. I don't got no time.
Type.
That is the only thing that
I like.
Well, let me tell you this right now. For the NFC, the Super Bowl has a type. It does have a type that it prefers. And you know what that is? Mature teams solidified by veteran players who have been brought in by either free agency or trade who can play now. It's not if you're trying to win a Super Bowl, it's not about waiting to let this guy develop. It's not about that. It's about getting it right now.
Hey, I truly believe what you're saying. It goes all the way back even to the good book, man, when it talked about the talent, the parable that talked about the talent. You can have all of the talent in the world, but if you just take your talent or your money, your remuneration that the NFL give you and say, I'm going to put it in a hole and not go out there and get some talent, some actual people that can make something happen. There's 3 types of people on this plane, West Coast. A person that go out there and watch things happen, a person that go out there and make things happen, and a person that say, hey, what just happened? And for 30 years, or right at 27 years, we've been that team to say, what just happened? Or we've been watching things happen. You got to, Jerry Wayne Jones, is go out there and make things happen. Everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. You got to figure this out. Of course, you got Dak Prescott. There's nothing we can do about Dak. For those who want to trade Dak, put that to the side. There's nothing you can do right now. You got a no trade clause. So with the rest of the remuneration that you got, what can you move pieces around to help elevate said quarterback? First and foremost, I'm thinking, Wes, solidify that offensive line first, because if you can't protect the quarterback, there's no reason to actually have the quarterback. Number 2, get weapons for said quarterback, like a la wide receivers. There's only one Pat Mahomes. So when people say, hey, man, Pat Mahomes is doing it, dude getting paid $500 million for a reason. So let's move that out the way. And on top of that, he's been blessed to have Andy Reid over there. Andy Reid made Donovan McNabb look good, didn't he? You know, so and he got Andy Reid over there, and they got a whole other things that they do. But in Cowboys land, if you want to win the Super Bowl, if you want to get back there, you got to do these things first. Build for the trenches, run the ball, like you said, and also make sure that you have weapons for your quarterback.
Absolutely. And, you know, this is the cool thing about the game. It's like, I don't even think that Dak has ever, I think this has probably been the weaponless year that Dak has ever had.
Yeah.
And it's like to think that this has also probably been the year where people think he fell off too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and and you know what, man? Like, I think like we got to start like making people like sign like certificates. Like when you support Amari Cooper getting traded, then that means you have to then, by supporting that, give Dak Prescott your support when he has a down season.
Right.
I mean, like you gotta, or like if you supported starting a rookie, you know, at right tackle, I mean, you know what I'm saying, at left tackle, I mean,
right.
If you supported that, you then had to support everything that comes with it. But I'm gonna tell you, a lot of times what Cowboy fans do is we were all about it. Oh my God, let's get him out of here. 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 But we didn't want to deal with, so that idea isn't gonna work right away. You know what I'm saying? One thing I love about being a business owner is owning a business lets you know that, you know what, some ideas are great, but a lot of times time needs time. And if you actually like equate the time that it's gonna take, then you can actually like fail at a good idea. And think about it, Amari Cooper ended up being a good idea.
Good idea.
I'm gonna tell you the bad idea was we didn't replace CeeDee Lamb.
Get him. Good one.
I mean, like we literally created a problem. We and think about this. You were actually right on that. You were right. You Cowboys, Jerry, you were right. You were right about Amari Cooper being replaced by CeeDee Lamb. What we were wrong about was, not saying we, because I didn't.
Collectively, yeah.
We all in this boat together. We all sitting on the couch, so I'll say we. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But we were all wrong about who was going to be that second receiver, who was going to be that second guy. You know what I'm saying? And I stole this from you, man. This is probably one of the greatest things. This slogan that you said, not even slogan, this statement that you said sums up all of last year. And it was literally building an airplane while it was flying. That's like when I heard that, I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. Like if somebody could make a picture of that and be like the Dallas Cowboys 2022 season, that's exactly where we were. Now think about this, Law. When other teams lose in the playoffs, you know what they do? They dedicate the next 7 months to, first off, getting back to where they were. Yeah. Secondly, finding a matchup that's similar to what you lost to, and thirdly, beating that team. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what you're supposed to be preparing for. Listen to me. If you're a 12-win team, don't talk to me about are the Cowboys going to the playoffs, bro. Right. That should be expected. That's the expectations from here, right? If I drop my kids off at my mom's house, I'm not asking her to feed them.
Your mom, you gonna feed them, mom? You know,
Mama's gonna feed them, man. Mama's gonna feed them. You know what I'm saying?
Mama's gonna feed them. Yeah.
So we're no longer talking about are we building a team to go to the bro? That's obvious. Like what else are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everything needs to be about getting either 13 wins, and to be honest with you, if we still win 12, that's fine. But
that's
13
wins,
that's the floor. Yeah. 13 wins and going to the third round, whatever that be in the playoffs. Yeah. Now, think about this, Law. Last year, I just said that we spent all of offseason repairing our team. So when did we actually start preparing our team, building our team to beat the team that put us out?
Man.
And guess what, Law? When we saw them again, we lost to them the exact same way. Because we never dedicated any team to coming out and saying we are going to beat this team.
Right. These are the philosophies on how we're going to beat said team. And now, sometimes it's just what it is. It's hard to beat certain teams. Keep in mind, when you look at the Washington front five or front four, they're on their defensive side, and you look at the Giants front four, and you look at the Eagles front four, you know why they like that?
Go ahead.
In 2016, they said, God, dog, this Ezekiel Elliott, we got to play for the future. We got to slow him down. So if you guys do your homework between 17, 18, 19, and all the way up to the year 2020, they all drafted big boys up front to slow down the Dallas Cowboys running attack. But what happened ultimately, yes, indeed. So what happened ultimately in 2019, and I know some people going to shank me with the butter knife when I say this, it's quite strange to me, but it's obvious that in 2019, said production of Ezekiel Elliott dropped. Why? Because you had a new offensive coordinator who didn't know how to utilize utilize Ezekiel Elliott, who only knew how to utilize passing game philosophies, and it was never things that match. Wes, what was your first car ever?
My first car, oh man, it was a 1999 Honda Accord. Had 4 doors, only 2 doors worked.
Yeah, and 2 doors worked. So you learned most of your driving from that car, right?
Yep.
You can only imagine if it was a BMW or a Mercedes, what have you, and that was your very first car, and then you would have to you had to learn through scraping it or hitting it or bumping up against something from there. So it takes time sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. But time is one thing that we don't really have over here, because it took literally 9 to 10 years of growing pains with Jason Garrett. We've been waiting for this coaching staff to get it together. And the moment we start getting things like what we're seeing out of this dude, Mike McCarthy, he's only been here, 3 years now?
Yeah.
He's 3 years here. He's going into his 4th year now, right? Yeah. And 2 out of the 3 years, we made it to the playoffs. But we are so anxious to get rid of him now, because now we're looking at what we did in the past, and they listen to the 4 and the 5-letter network or 3-letter network and saying, hey, get rid of him. It's Super Bowl or bust. We don't have time to allow this man to do his thing.
I mean, theoretically, if you're over the age of, and I don't want to offend anybody, if you're under the age of 27, shut up, because you ain't even seen a Super Bowl. So how you gonna fire a man from getting to something that we ain't seen? You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're over the age of 28, you really is ungrateful. You want to know why? Because I ain't been to the Super Bowl in 28 years. And we just went to the playoffs back to back, and you want to start over.
Let's start over. Let's start over.
That makes no sense. Think about this, Law. If you've never went to one, you can't get mad at them, right? And if you went to one, you understand that it takes 28 years. Think about this. People be like, somebody told me the other day on my show, they said, yeah, but look at Cincinnati. They have a young quarterback. They have a young wide receiver. Look at them, man. Look what they're doing and they're not doing. I'm like, yeah, man, but look at the totality of their actual franchise, bro. Like they've never won a Super Bowl doing it that way. And it took them 50 years to get to this point.
Ooh, imagine that frustration.
Like imagine if listen to me. I love what the Cincinnati Bengals are doing, but guess what? They're not in the Super Bowl either. But let's just be real. Would you rather trade their pass with ours? Like, no, you wouldn't. No. 50 years of not to get to this? No. So it's like what I want to see is the Cowboys mimic what is working. And what is working is, and honestly, I don't even want to say like Catboy or not even, start saying, Jerry Jones ain't going to spin because Jerry Jones ain't going to spin, because Jerry Jones ain't going to spin. But I'm going to tell you this, a lot of the moves that were made, even by the Philadelphia Eagles, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the moves that were made.
We got to pause with this one, man.
Go ahead.
You got to read that one right there. That's for you right there, my brother.
Oh, damn. See there? I'll bring him out, man. I'm about to get Law a couple dollars on that one because I know I wouldn't $50 super chat if Law wasn't on here. On my mom, I would. No. Hey, Law, meet me after this show. After this show, man. We're gonna split that. I ain't never had it like that.
No, when I'm out there in Oxnard, just take real good care of me, man. That's all I want, man.
I ain't never had it like that. So I'm gonna keep it 100. Let me read this real quick. My boy Matt says, I love the channel and you're the best ever person. Wanted to support the channel. Here's 50 spot for you. Always make my day. Appreciate you so much. And good work, my dude, West Coast Cowboy. Appreciate you. Hey, Matt, that's genuine, Matt, because me and Matt met like some of my closest friends. You know what we did first before we got cool?
What's that?
Hands up, bro.
You win some, you lose some.
But you live another day. I'm just saying, some of my best friends, some of the people that I rock with to this day, our relationship started off with a little bit of friction. And I think it's cool, though, because it's like once you already friends with a dude that can fight, then it's like, I get down, I know Law got my back. Why? Because I know for a fact he can fight. Don't tell me I can know, but I know Law can fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, it's conversations like that. So appreciate you, my boy, Matt. Appreciate you, my boy. But
yes, indeed.
Go ahead, Law.
No. I was saying I fought all of my brothers, all of them, man.
Yes, sir.
I fought my older brother and I ran to mom and my mom fought me. She said, don't y'all be telling on each other, and I was real young at the time. So don't be calling me Snitch Law, but I was really young. I hit him. I punched my brother, big brother. I punched him right in the chest. I said, oh, snap. He's 6'4", 200 some pounds. I go run. And then I said, Mama. She said, boy, what you running for? And I said, man, he was doing this and that. And then she said, you gonna get it too. She taught me a valuable lesson. Don't be telling, you know what I mean? Exactly. But that's just how it goes.
Because in Mama's house, it's just easier to whoop everybody's butt. And I don't know how that math works out.
Right. All y'all getting a whooping. Exactly. Mama didn't care. She was an old school Delta Sigma Theta. You know how it goes. Those Delta.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But Go ahead. No, it's your turn now. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, speaking of just everybody getting it, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Zeke didn't got it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Is we spreading the love? Because, I mean, Tony Pollard trying to get it. Then I got folks trying to draft Bijan Robinson all at the same time, man. Like, listen to me. I know I kind of messed up the nation, because I was very emotional, and I'm going to stop doing stuff like this. But, after Tony Pollard got hurt, I immediately made a video that said the Cowboys need to draft Bijan Robinson. I had no cognitive thinking of anything. I was just right out. I'll give me Bijan Robinson right out. And now that I, appreciate you, Matt. Now that I sit back And I remember, who owns the Dallas Cowboys? Jerry. You know what I'm saying?
Jerry. Mm-hmm.
I just want you to, because Grandpa, right?
Yeah.
All right, so, Law, I want you to go on in there and ask Grandpa this. You know what I'm saying? Or you can just tell me if you think he's gonna say no or yes. All right. Whatever he do with Zeke, right? Because I have a strong feeling that Zeke's gonna be here. The reason why, because he's using the media to lay a bed for Zeke.
Yeah.
To catch on. They're not, put it to you like this, they're not doing Zeke the way they did Zeke 3 years ago. So that's why I can tell the difference when they want Zeke and when they don't. Because
right.
3 years ago, it was literally Zeke who? And that was when he was in his prime. You know what I'm saying? That's when he was in his prime. So for now, it doesn't really, listen to me. If the Cowboys didn't want Zeke, they wouldn't have to say supportive things of him. You know what I'm saying? Think about this, if with everything that's being said about Zeke, if you weren't, you're almost kind of like showing your hand by saying the support, because you could do what you just doing with Diggs, and what's that? Just say nothing.
Just say nothing. Or you know how Jerry operate, and we've been around this team so long we can see the tea leaves. Like, if they want to keep you, they keep you. Look at Jason Witten, you know what I'm saying? And the case study would be also nothing new under the sun, ladies and gentlemen. Look at what they did to Dez Bryant, right? Look at what they did with Amari Cooper. So we can see the things that they do when they want to get rid of you versus when they want to keep you. So the bottom line is, now Zeke is Zeke. And I think that he's still, like, from a Cowboys perspective, his jersey was still like the top 15 last season and the season before that. So, they love the dollar sign that's going to triculate to turn things into tangible resources. And I'm not saying that the Jones family only care about the money, but they look at the marketing arm, and that's why they probably will keep Zeke. But I've seen what people said about this too, ladies and gentlemen, about the fact that what if you get rid of Tony Pollard and Zeke? Now, that would be a real shot to the head, because it will be the same situation as it relates to getting rid of Amari Cooper and leaning on a James Washington and a rookie out of Jalen Tolbert. So we don't want to see that at all. So you're going to have to keep one of these running backs.
I mean, theoretically, you just let me tell you.
Both of them.
Thank you. Listen to me. Law, can you support me in this? Let it go. It's not as bad as y'all think it is. Yes. Yes. And I don't want y'all to pull my card on this and think I'm not no real ass Cowboy fan. We're totally no real ass Cowboy. Ain't no real ass Cowboy fan like me. I bleed blue. I bleed blue. Yes, I am. I am a real ass Cowboy fan like you. Yes, I am. But I am telling you guys are overthinking this so much. Like, you literally need a small procedure and you are trying to have massive heart surgery. Like, you don't need that, bruh. And think about this. The recovery from massive heart surgery is not 7 months. That's like freaking 2 years. Some of the stuff that y'all want to do to fix this team is going to damage us, bruh. Like, we're not going to be able to, like, rebound off this stuff. Like, this is really big stuff, bro. Listen to me. Getting rid of both of your starting running backs, that is for a team where I'm screaming, run the damn ball. Think about this. If you're going to get rid of Zeke and Tony Pollard, you better go sign Kellen Moore back. I don't understand. Nobody run this offense better than Kellen Moore without using the damn running backs. And that's he was number one with this same offense without using them. So that's all I'm saying. If you are going to get rid of both them dudes, go get Kellen Moore back. It makes no sense, because that's what he was already doing anyway. When you let Kellen Moore walk, you made your choice. That was your choice.
Yeah.
Oh, my first video after the Cowboys lost on all content was this. On Dak Prescott was this. I said the Cowboys have to make a decision between Dak Prescott and Kellen Moore. Cowboys made their decision. Let it go. Like, it's time to move on. Now, it's not even time to move on. It's time to move on and get better with that decision. Man, you lost in the second round in the playoffs, fans. I am on my knees begging y'all to realize that in any town outside of Dallas, that is a freaking huge accomplishment, man. We don't appreciate it. Why? Because we felt like we won the Super Bowl last year, even though we didn't. You know what I'm saying? But we are going we are going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Allah, I'm telling you, open heart surgery is gonna set this team back, bruh.
And here's my thoughts on this. Philosophy means everything. And I seen Chris Carson, and I hope all is well with him, run for some crazy yards under Brian Schottenheimer, right? When you
Absolutely.
have somebody that got the mind to understand, okay, this is how we're going to run plays. This is what we need to do in order to finesse plays. Now we get all of that back. Now, I'm not saying that Zeke can walk on water, nor Tony Pollard will be 1,000% next year. I don't know. I can't see into the future. I don't have that crystal ball. But for dog sure, I do know for sure that if we go run with a purpose and we bring all of that to the table, then we get a chance to see 3 running backs, because Malik Davis was a healthy scratch out there on the field the last time we saw him. He didn't get a chance but to do nothing but just line up on the outside, and we didn't utilize all of our weapons. And I go back and I watch the Eagles. They use Kenneth Gainwell. They use Sanders. They use a guy by the name of Boston Scott. They use all of their weapons. Whereas we say, okay, and they use
4 to be exact. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I already know Jalen Hurts. They use them. They use the legs. And here a team that's in the Super Bowl without passing a single touchdown. They ran. It shouldn't even be fly, Eagles, fly. It should be run, Eagles, run.
Oh,
So that's just what I'm seeing, that you got to start utilizing things to benefit your team, not things to take away from your team. But go ahead, Wes.
absolutely, man. Because, and you know what? Like, for the most part, the Cowboys have always thought that subtraction was the way to build. You know what I'm saying? That, like, the reason why we didn't get over the hump is because we had too much on the car. You know what I'm saying? Where
Right.
other teams look at the car and they're like, no, the reason why we didn't get over the hump is because we didn't have enough on the car. Like, we need to put more on the car. You know what I'm saying? Put more, add more. And that's usually the thought process behind most teams' builds. Because also, I'm gonna tell you something else. For most teams, they see it, they understand that the salary cap goes up every year.
Up
You know what I'm
every
saying?
year. Yeah.
Every year. So it's like, you know, for me, the salary cap going up is like, you know, my mom telling me, hey, I got $10, you know what I'm saying? And then on my way outside, I find a 5. I'm like, oh, snaps, I got 15. You know what I'm saying?
Every year. Yeah.
Every year. That's what I'm looking at it. Whereas in the Dallas Cowboys, they go outside and they're like, oh my God, you know, we found this 10, but we can only use the 5. You know what I'm saying? Like they look at it backwards and they don't utilize the salary cap for what it's supposed to be. And that is something to build your team. The Cowboys use the salary cap literally law as almost like a punishment, as in like, oh my God, we can't go over this amount. Where other teams are like, well, damn, they gave us that. Oh, we spending it all.
You're gonna spend it all. Make sure you come back empty-handed, you know, and those are the team that advance, because they know that if football is a game of inches, right?
Yes.
Literally a game of inches. I'm trying to get the best player available so that I can win my inch game. It's all it is, you know. So you trying to win your inch game. So what the Cowboys try to do, they try to be core. They try to say, hey, we build through the draft. We love our guys. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. But you got to be able to dance a little bit in free agency and spend a little bit coins. And on top of that, here's my truths with this. This Jerry Jones and John Stephen Jones, they like to hold everything tight to their vest because they were burned before. They got burnt by the Joey Galloway situation. They got burned by the Roy Williams. They got burnt. Brandon Carr wasn't that bad as relates to how he actually played. I know he got burnt, but they got burned by that. But you got to be able to look beyond that and say, all right, I can stretch contracts out. I can wheel and deal. There's always that next year that the salary cap is increasing. And Wes, think of it this way too. Hear me out. The Dallas Cowboys, when you look at the complete picture, teams that franchise tag players are equivalent to someone going to those check cashing or those title loan places. You spend too much. And have you ever noticed those check cashes and those title loan places, they located everywhere in the hood. They located everywhere in the province area, but they're not located in the rich areas. They're not located in the wealth area. You can't find a title loan place because successful teams don't do it. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you this like this: successful people know that even if they were gonna take that route, there's a smarter way to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they understand, like in the hood, you don't understand 3.9. Like, what? What is that? I don't even know. That ain't even a dollar. That's nothing. Until you get them dollars, and that means so you mean I got to pay $40 for every 100? Yes, for every 100, you got to pay $40. That starts adding up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the Cowboys, I've always said this about the Cowboys, man. The Cowboys tend to try to reinvent football, and they're going in a mode that is more or less beneficial to the bottom line of their business. So it's like the Cowboys are always gonna, they're always at the end of the day gonna look like they're very, very business, very like, think about this, like the Cowboys are like part of the only businesses in the world that regardless of how their product does, they still make a ton of money. It's almost like the Cowboys and Apple are almost the same. Like Apple literally, I'm not dissing nobody if you like Apple products. And and MacBooks are not the same as phones. You know what I'm saying? I will admit it right now. They're not the same as phones. But I mean, they switch up a number on the phone, and guess what? Everybody running to go get it. But hey, Law, I wanted to add something to you on that Brian Schottenheimer too. Think about this. He had Carson looking so good. We brought him to the Dallas Cowboys. Like literally. Yeah. We brought him. Carson was a Dallas Cowboy running for us for almost 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
2 years. Oh, when was that?
Chris Carson was a Cowboy for us. If I'm not mistaken, it was 2000. I think it was 2018, 2017. He was a backup running back for us.
I didn't even know. Shoot, I forgot all about that one, Chief. Yeah. So that's what it is. That's what it is. When you have that ability to create runs and it is all about philosophy, right? This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get teams out of quarters defense. I'm trying to get them out of that zone. I want teams to have the single high safety. I want teams to load up the box because that's where Dak Prescott eat the most. And I'm trying to get Dak Prescott back under center and on top of that play action because he's one of the better quarterbacks in the National Football League when passing out of play action. Don't you know who else was it was 1-2. Don't you know who was number 2?
Oh,
Dak. Know who was number 1?
Oh.
Russell. So Dak and Russell, now we getting that same offensive coordinator that was with Russell Wilson between that stretch of 17 through 2020. So I need that out of Dak Prescott. And on top of that, we need the run game. So let's go.
Hey, shout out to my boy Corey Van and shout out to my boy Matt. He says, my boy Corey Van says, what would it take to get Stephon Diggs? Honestly, an act of God. And I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick I'm not gonna make very long, but y'all gotta understand that teams, owners at this level, they factor in explosions on the side of the sidelines when a player is losing in the playoffs at home and he ain't got the ball. Like they highly factor that stuff in. So it's like and I'm gonna tell y'all this right now, out of respect for CeeDee Lamb, right now. And I'm not trying to bring in any big time receiver that is going to require me paying them. You want to know why? Because if that's the case, like imagine if I brought in another blogger right here on this show right now, and his name was instead of Law Nation, it was let's say what's another one? Government Nation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He didn't have a big beard, but it was similar though. Right. You know what I'm saying? And Law found out that I was paying him I don't know, $1,000 a show to come on, right? Mm-hmm. Law would instantly be like, yo, West Coast, you my dog and all, but I mean, I'm Law Nation. Yeah. You don't think I can get maybe like 1,500? Like, that's what's going to happen. Like, that's why I keep telling Cowboy fans, like, y'all need to really stop with all this. We want a big name. Like, what is CeeDee Lamb to you? Like we are literally like we're an engaged man out here talking about, man, I just can't wait till I find my wife. Can we just marry CeeDee Lamb and get over it with it? Like CeeDee Lamb is the veteran. We walked away from Amari Cooper for him. Bro, there's nobody else should be walking in here.
No one? Oh, you with the belief that we should have no one, like
No.
nobody?
I'm saying we should not be in the hunt for something better than CeeDee Lamb. Now, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
We should not be spending assets to get better than CeeDee Lamb. Can you get below him? Absolutely. Every single day of the month, you should be trying to get better than him, under him. But I'm saying right now, we need to marry CeeDee Lamb. Make that that's our number one. Because think about this, Law. The cheapest you'll ever get CeeDee Lamb is right now.
Is right now. Offer him a long-term contract. You better before he even touched the field, you can say, hey, CD, we like what you bring to the table. We'll offer you a long-term contract. Now, if you feel a little froggy, you let him play. Or you can gamble, and the gamble piece would be this. CD do have the 5th-year option, and you can go long-term with Diggs, and then you can hold CD Lamb feet to the fire. But to me personally, over the course of these last 2 years, who's been a better player? And I'm not trying to put these two against each other, CD or Diggs.
Honestly, the real question is this, because if who holds out, who can I replace the easiest? That's the real
okay.
question.
Oh, yeah, Diggs probably the easiest.
Hey, there you go. The real question is
because
really
you got Dan Quinn, right? Because
Hey, Log, but think about this. When you think about it like that, you're really like CeeDee Lamb. If CeeDee Lamb held out, and Lord, I don't want to put this in the sphere. I don't want to put this in the wood.
Knock on some wood.
Knock on wood. Mm-hmm. But y'all up here scared about about Diggs holding out, bruh. If CeeDee Lamb says he wants to get paid, the Cowboys are going to have to pay him.
Yeah.
Because what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do, Cowboys?
I got something for you. You know, Jerry know how to switch it up on you. The Dallas Cowboys bringing back James Washington.
Oh my God, this dude James Washington. Well, but I mean, that's a real question, and it's funny too, because a lot of people in the comment box are saying, they automatically jump to Diggs, man. Why? Because of what CeeDee Lamb brings to not only what he brings to the offense, but it's like we have seen that we can trust Dan Quinn. So it's like, think about this right now. This is, if you're an offensive player, right, like we were think about this. It was just the change of having CeeDee Lamb, and we were like, you know what, pay him. I don't care, just pay him.
Yeah, pay him. Yeah,
pay him. Now, why don't we have that same mindset when it comes to your running backs?
Man, I think shelf life for running backs, for one, no dig at all running backs, shelf life. And then at the time, how the Cowboys use and utilize running back. It would have been a whole nother conversation if we had Kyle Shanahan calling the running plays over here. And we would be like, dude, we getting 1,000 yards from these guys easily. But the problem is with this is that we don't know. We don't know the max. Like the last time we was here live, Wes, we talked about this. We don't know the max capacity of Tony Pollard. The same could be said even with Zeke. We don't know. What I'm saying, we don't know all what he really can do because he was hampered in 2019 all the way into this point. Now, granted, I get it. When you look at, I got in trouble. I got in real bad trouble with the Dak Prescott / Peyton Manning, right? People that send me letters and death threats and everything else over that, calling me all out my name. I said, like, dope. Well, excuse me. I didn't say that he was better, but I got another comparison sheet that Andrew James number and Zeke numbers, the exact same.
I believe it. I mean, Zeke's been running, man. Like, Zeke's been running. And, this is something y'all have to understand, because it's like, we don't, like, I know as soon as people are, start talking about money and offenses, you start talking about like the Chiefs and all this other stuff. But it's like, you said this at the beginning of the show. There's only one Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is not Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott for damn show ain't Patrick Mahomes.
Ain't no Pat Mahomes.
And I'm gonna tell you something this too, though. Like, before there was Patrick Mahomes, you know who there was? There was a young weird kid that everybody thought was going to take over the NFL. You know his name was? His name was Dak Prescott. And you don't know why they felt that way? Because at that time, he had an offensive coordinator who actually played to his strengths. I'm going to tell you the dopest thing that Patrick Mahomes actually happened with him. He fell into an organization that believed in him 100%, and then they tailored the offense around him. Like the offense that he's running is damn near the exact same, not style and play, but if you look at playmakers, it's the same style and play that he had in college. Like that's an organization that's going all in. Like the Cowboys have never really gone all in on that, and I'm not just saying just bringing in a bunch of bringing a bunch of weapons, actually playing him to his strengths.
And then you will see who he really is. You know, for many of years, people said the same thing about Matthew Stafford, and the Detroit Lions fans, they turned on him. They started making memes and putting them on trash cans and everything. And then the moment he went over to the Rams and won a Super Bowl, or was on a team that won a Super Bowl, they all want to cry now. You got to play to said player's strength or put things around said player. Look, everybody knew John Elway had talent, but it took him almost 20 years to get one, right?
Yeah.
That joker, he had yellow teeth by the time he won. So no offense to anybody with the yellow teeth, but y'all get what I'm saying. It took that man forever to get there. He always had the talent, but what made it so was Terrell Davis defense.
Yeah.
People can't get that.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the thing. Like, you know, I always tell, like, whenever I meet, like, you know, not even meet when, like, I used to be a regional manager for a company that I'm not gonna say because I sued and won. You know what I'm saying? So part of that NDA, I can't talk their name in public. But I will say this: whenever I appreciate you, my boy Matt. Whenever I see my old sales reps, I always tell them, like, yo, like, it's good to be in sales jobs, but like, since you're a really good salesman, you should find a non-sales job and be in that atmosphere. You want to know why? Because then you're like a shark in water. You know what I'm saying? Or you could just be a shark amongst some other sharks. You know what I'm saying? The best place for a salesman is to be in a non-sales job by yourself. You want to know why? Because you can still use your sales job. You still have your sales skills.
Yeah.
You know
Okay.
Like, imagine a really good salesman as a barber or something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that sits in this chair is going to get the highest paid cut. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that with a quarterback. When you have a good quarterback, even though you can throw the ball 55 times, 55 times, you still want him to be laser specific. You want him to be precise. That means that you get the best when he throws the ball. That's what I've always said about Dak Prescott. And that's what's always drove me about the Dallas Cowboys. Like, yo, he needs to be at about 25 to 30 passes a game. That is his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Supported by a run game. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. That, you know who that was? I'm gonna tell you why I know it'll work, because I know a quarterback right now who won 3 Super Bowls doing that.
Right.
And he had a star on his helmet.
Yeah.
Bro, if you go look at Troy Aikman, and go look at Dak Prescott, they're like, the beginnings of their careers are almost identical on the numbers. And I'm gonna tell you, the offensive coordinator, you know what they did? They played to the strength. I'm not saying Troy Aikman wasn't no good quarterback, because he was a good, but you know what made him even better? That he only shot his shots when he needed to.
Right.
Man. So when you have someone who can read defenses, who can throw the ball, and they're only throwing it 24 to 25, you know what you're gonna get? The best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? And on top of that, you know, we got to understand that I don't think that Troy would have had that rings if he didn't have an Emmett nor a playmaker.
21 touchdowns a season, bro. That is ridiculous.
It was just crazy, man. In that era, since everybody want to talk about eras, you know, it was harder to run in those eras. But to say all of that, he was never, during the time that he was playing, considered a top 3 or a top 4 quarterback. There were always other quarterbacks better than Troy. But Troy, he was able to turn it all and leave it all. Shout out to Tolo. But he was able to do that when he got to the playoffs. Why? Because everything was amplified with your coaching staff. I think that it's multiple things that need to take place. And it's about these things right here. Putting your team in the right direction. You know that your team is good enough to make it there, but your coach got to be that difference maker to keep you there. Coaching philosophies and things like that. Yes, we can all see, Wes. We had Super Bowl talent. We did. During the time frame with Jason Garrett, we did. There was at least 2 Super Bowls in that time frame, at least 2. Whether or not you win it or just get there should have been at least 2. But when you have your coaching staff that's not efficient enough to take away what's good from the opposing team and make them play left-handed, then you will never win it. And if you don't have your general manager to still add pieces that not just see these things right here as they are right now, but to see into the future. Now, you said you was the general manager, right? And on that analytical report, that analysis report, there's one key component that you must do, and they call it forecasting. Can you tell them about that?
Forecasting is basically looking at what you have right now and foreseeing what those numbers will project. You know what I'm saying?
In the future.
Taking what you have right now, taking what the data you have right now and projecting a, as close to accurate number as you possibly can so that you can, make budgets and things like that.
Mm-hmm. And a great forecaster knows that, especially budgeting and an analyst, and also from a career situation. Donovan Wilson should have got paid last year, baby, before he got to this point. And now he's at this option, whereas you can allow him to test the market to see what he's going to get, or you can pay this man and maybe pay him more than what he's asking for, more than he's rendering, because now that's the things that you're going to be up against. Properly forecasting would have been looking at Dalton Schultz and saying, dog, we love what you bring to the table, but there are other tight ends out there that can do what you do, right? Also, forecasting would be, let's look at Tony Pollard. We seen that the dude was coming off of a plantar fasciitis, right? Yeah. And that would have been the optimum time to squeeze him a little bit and say, hey, man, hey, we love you, dog. Come on in here, man. We're going to go ahead and take real good care of you before this season even happened or last season even happened. That's what good forecasting do. But go ahead.
Man, that's because, man, the Cowboys are like some of my customers on OfferUp, bro. Like, literally, I'll have a brand new refrigerator it'd be like a $600 refrigerator, right? I posted on OfferUp for $300. Somebody gonna hit me up like, yo, bro, I'll give you $150. I'm like, no, it's $600 brand new at Home Depot, and it's brand new, and I'm already selling it for $300. Yeah, but like you can't. I'm like, no, bro, that is the discount. Like that was your discount. Like
it was discount.
That was your discount. Like you said something earlier, Law, that you were like, the Cowboys have gotten burned, but I'm like, yeah, they didn't got burned. But, bro, they didn't hit licks, too. Bro, they hit a lick on Dak, bro. You got top-tier quarterback play for 5 years. Think about this.
Right.
The Dallas Cowboys paid Dak Prescott $32 million for that salary cap, for the franchise tag, right? Well, for the first 4 years of his career, they only played him like $3 million. So they literally got Dak Prescott for 5 years for like $35 million. That's like, what, 5, 10, 15, 20? That's like $6 million, $7 million a year.
Yeah. And say, hey, no, take a discount, dog. Take another one. That
was your discount, bro. That was your discount. Think about this. When you had Donovan Wilson playing like last year, playing like a safety. Think about this. We said last year he got burned. We said that last year.
Yeah.
That was your discount. Cowboys, what we don't understand is this. Like a Dante Fowler, right? Dante Fowler came in here and balled for us.
Yeah.
Why would we then go to him and be like, yo, will you take a discount? He's gonna be like, bro, I gave you a discount last year.
Yeah.
That was the discount. You know what I'm saying? The Cowboys just need to understand that. Listen to me. Stop stressing. If you know that you like the player, just like what Beyonce say, and I got a lot of Beyonce. You know what, man? Forget Beyonce and her $1,000 tickets. That's wrong, Beyonce. You wrong for that. $1,000 tickets. You know my wife was gonna talk. You wrong for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But like Beyonce say, man, put a ring on it, man.
Put a ring on it.
Put a ring on it, bro. Put a ring on it. You know what I'm saying? If you know the moment you feel this is a guy that I may want to be with, keep with for a minute, put a ring on it. You want to know why, Law? Because they will never be cheaper than that day. Think about this, Law. Think about this. When was the moment? And remember, you can't sign these guys until after year 3, right?
Right.
So when was the moment that we thought, you know what, I might re-sign Dak? You know when that was?
Right.
Like year 3. You know what quarterbacks was going for? $28 million.
Talk to him, man. Hey, listen.
You know when Dak got paid? 4 years later.
Yeah.
At how much? $40 million.
$40 million. Yup.
So now think about this. Think about this, Law. Now the nation's mad at Dak, though. the nation's mad at Dak, though. You don't think Dak would have took $28 million a year?
Oh yeah, he would have broke his neck. Let me hurry up and find that.
As a fourth round pick, yeah. You don't think Dak would have took $28 million a year?
Shh. And you know what happened? You know what happened?
Go ahead.
After that playoff game that they won, they went back and they were saying, everybody was looking at it like, hey man, this dude ain't worth that money, right? He shouldn't be paid that money. And I'm talking about the 28 to 30 million, right? So what happened was they fooled around. Most quarterbacks, most people hold out, right? Yep. When it's all about the money, all through training camp and all of that. But Dak blockhead self went down there and he went out to Oxnard. He went out to training camp. He went out to preseason. And then that rascal went 4 games in. They had like a spit handshake agreement, right?
Yep.
And then in 2019, week 1, week 2, week 3, y'all see what happened, those numbers. So then Dak Prescott agent, I think it's Todd France, I could be off with his name. He picked up the phone and said, well, that price of that bag went up, which rightfully so, because you ain't finna fleece me now. So I want 35. And Jerry Jones was peed off, man. He was mad, because he.
Get your damn act together. Don't like your attitude.
He didn't like it. Together. He didn't like that at all, man. He was like, get out of here, man. I go find me another quarterback. But then that year, those numbers and those stats and all of 2019, people fail to realize you get paid based off of your stats, not your win-loss records. Right. I know from a fan aspect, you want to say, hey, did you get a Super Bowl? Did you get that? Did you get that? But see what happened? Other quarterbacks got their bags of close to $40 million too. Carson Wentz, Jared Goff. They didn't have no hardware. Well, this is before Kyler Murray, but the whole ideology of it is you had in 2019 $94 million. We seeing right now the Eagles are in the freaking Super Bowl and they stretched that with 22 million.
Yep. And I'm gonna tell you this right here. You know what it also takes, bruh? You know what it also takes? It also takes you saying, we are going to win now.
Yo.
Like everybody keeps talking about this window is closing. The window is closing. The window is closing. I'm going to be honest with you, Law.
Yeah.
I don't think our window has ever really been wide open. Because when has my team lost a player and the very next day we woke up, hit your sound.
Oh, breaking news sound.
Hit it. Cowboys just lost 2 starting cornerbacks, and with that news, the Cowboys will be trading or bringing such and such player. Okay, how about time out. Got a better one. Cowboys just lost 2 starting offensive linemen. Will they be bringing in or trading for any player? No, they're going to bring in Jason. Listen to me. Yes, they brought in Jason Peters. Yes, I love Jason
Long
Peters.
In the tooth. Yeah.
But I love Jason Peters because my mama had already told me that was the only choice I had. So yes, Mom, I do love chicken. You know what I mean? Like
chicken
Law,
or chicken,
Law, can you please explain to these folks that listen to me. Some of these, I'm not gonna put names on all these folks because I ain't gonna do them like that. But some of these folks, we don't like all of them. But we ain't what we gonna do?
What are we gonna do? We fans. At the end of the day, I'm a fan. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So it's like, do I like Jason Peters? Yeah, I like Jason Peters. Why not? Mama already told me that's the only choice I had.
That's all you got. You know what you want to do. I literally had someone to call me the other day, and he was saying, like, Law, man, you switching up the game, man. You supposed to be mad at Dak Prescott. What I supposed to do? I can't do nothing about Dak. I can only stay mad at him for so long. I'm not going to divorce my wife because she didn't fix the bed or didn't make me breakfast in the morning. She never fixed me breakfast and she never wanted the bed or wash clothes. I'm not finna just say, all right, divorce. We're going to try to work it out for right now. It's cheaper to keep it right now.
Yes, and then my question with Cowboy fans is like, my fear for Cowboy fans is kind of like this, like, like one thing about the Eagles is like the Eagles they got when you get blood in the mouth, you know what I'm saying? You get taste of blood like a dog get taste of blood. They never let that go. You know what I'm saying? Buffalo Bills, they got taste for blood. They never letting that go. They never trying to go back to being draft picks. Cincinnati Bengals, bro. Cincinnati Bengals are not trying to go back to the draft pick. They're not trying to go back to that. Playing in front of 12 fans. No. And 14 of them being your mom's friend and her homegirl and everybody else that she brought to the game because we couldn't get these tickets out. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to do that. They're not trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? Cowboy fans, we need to have that same fear. The fear of, listen, I am extreme at 40 years old. I'm going to tell you this right now, Law. I have more money in my bank account right now. I'm not trying to be no single man at 40 years old, man.
No.
The internet, I see what's going on the internet, baby. That's not for me. What you say, Law? I'm gonna try to make sure this thing over here works out.
Let it work it out, baby.
We gonna have a date night or something.
Hey, in this modern day time, let me see the baby pictures.
Exactly.
She was born a man. You know, you better be careful these days. Let me see them baby pictures, man. Why you want to see my baby pictures? I just want to see the baby pictures. I want to see what you look like in middle school and high school because you never know nowadays, you know.
Law said, she said, I'm gonna send you a nude. Send me a picture with your clothes on with an ID though.
Your ID, you know, let me see that. You know what I mean?
Hey, man. Hey, Law, man, let's hit some of these. We didn't talked a bunch, man. Let's try to hit some of these comments up here and see what some of these folks, man. Hey, man, I like to do a thing on my show called Dumb Question, Stupid Question. Question, Stupid Question. Now, please don't be asking me no ridiculously dumb question, but we just want to, if it isn't, basically what I mean by dumb question, stupid question, because there is none. You know what I'm saying? All the questions in the comment box gonna get a quick answer, and that's just what it is, man. If y'all want to start it up, y'all can go ahead and start them things in there right now. I know one of the first questions that people are gonna ask me, I'm gonna give you an example right now. Right. Law Nation, I want you to ask me a question about Tony Pollard getting franchise tag. It's gonna be quick to the point. There we go. Let's go.
Will Tony Pollard accept the franchise tag?
Will he accept the franchise tag? I do believe he will accept the franchise tag. Why? Because he's from Memphis, and $10 million is a lot of money in Memphis. So yeah, I think he is going to accept it. Next question. All right, Law Nation. Do you think the Dallas Cowboys get Dalton Schultz under $10 million?
No.
There it goes. That was very simple. Straight to the point. Next question. JP says, what window? Cowboys have the fourth team in the league, average age 25 years old. You know what? We're not doing, that's not a question, that's a comment, but I will kind of talk about that really, really quick. What I meant by window is like age doesn't matter. Like having a young team is not been shown to be the most beneficial thing in getting to, go along in the playoffs. It's about experience. You know what I'm saying? In a league of old men, grown ass men, you know what I'm saying? You want to have experience. I want to have a wealth of experience. Like, unfortunately, this is not an environment where having youth benefits you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And just to piggyback off of that, there's a thing called benefit of the doubt.
Facts.
Veteran players get that sometimes with these aficionados, and that's just the reality too. There's no way Michael Gallup would have got that call if he was a veteran guy. I'm talking about a couple years ago. Remember Jalen Ramsey mugged the dude? And if he was a veteran, they would probably give him benefit of the doubt. But by him still being young, no flag. But go ahead.
All right, we got a question from Law Nation's channel from Keisha Williams. Says, Calvin Ridley, what do you think for cheap major pickup? What you think, Law?
He's gone to the Jacksonville Jaguars, so we don't have a chance for that.
Absolutely, that's what I was thinking too. Real quick, Action Power says, do you think we go after a D tackle? I'll answer this one. In free agency, obviously, the Payne kid, absolutely love him. And if you can hurt your division while helping your team, always do it. That's what I say.
Yeah, and it's both of those guys are free agencies, by the way. Javon Hargrave, he's a free agent guy, and they run playing. Both of those guys had double-digit sacks. The last time we had a double-digit sack guy from the interior was named Jason Hatcher. Go ahead.
Jesus, that was a long time.
A long time ago, man.
And it probably won't change too, because our D tackles are getting smaller technically. Michael says, I like Schultz, but not retaining him service. That's not a question. He says we need to. Let me go over here. Law, they got all the questions at Law Nation. Let me see. He say, what we got over here? He says, Calvin really says Schultz should have the locker. Is Dak and Schultz chemistry worth that $10 million? In my opinion, I do believe it's worth the $10 million if the $10 million doesn't stop me from doing anything else. Like, if we were strapped to the wall, I would be like, yeah, get rid of him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But since I know that the Cowboys will literally pretend like we are strapped to the wall and have money in the bank account, I'm like, just pay the dude. You know what I'm saying? Just pay him. So that's
I feel what you're saying. Since Mike McCarthy, he used to be a tight end coming out of college, and when he had full control of teams, everywhere he been, Jimmy Graham, Jermichael Finley, all of those boys that was tight ends where he was at, they flourished in his system. So I look at it like this: let him work. My guy Ferguson, let him work Peyton Hendershot. And he also talked about last season using Simi Fehoko as a hybrid tight end. It didn't manifest itself last year because now we know the option routes. He didn't like them, but he went with it anyway. So we got to see what we can get out of Simi Fehoko. Let's see if we can let Schultz dance, and let's see what we can do down the line.
Absolutely. Will Anthony Brown be on the 2023 Cowboys roster? I'm gonna be honest with you. If he was healthy, I'd say yes. Since he's not healthy, and you might as well just upgrade him. Like if you can't, yes and no. That's what I'm gonna say. Because like deep down in my soul, Law Nation, I feel like Anthony Brown is getting signed. Like it just sounds so much like a Cowboy move. Like you would break.
I got you right here. Then you know.
Like, oh snaps, they just re-signed Tony Pollard. Cowboys just re-signed defensive player, because you know they always don't tell you.
Yeah.
Wait, time out. Oh snaps, they re-signed Anthony Brown. And then guess what? You gonna make a video on that? I ain't making no video on that.
No, we're gonna make the video on that. Man, gotta keep the lights on. But hey, here's the thing though. I would bring Anthony Brown back for that LVE's contract that he had this past year. I'll bring him back for that LVE's contract. But if it depended on who we get in the draft too. So if we go get some dogs in this draft, then kumbaya, my dog. Salute.
The best thing about Anthony Brown is since he's injured, you have time. The time is he's free agent, and since he's injured, there should be no rush. So Anthony Brown, I'm not even going to talk about Anthony Brown until what day is the draft? The 28th. Talk to me about Anthony Brown on May 1st. I'll holler at you.
Holler.
I'm gonna tell you, listen to me. There's a couple players that I like. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Law. Like the franchise tag deadline is gonna be the only reason why I'm gonna have to make a decision on Tony Pollard. But if I would wait for him too. And think about this, Law. Everybody that's saying that the Cowboys can save $10 million by cutting Zeke, you know you're technically right, but you're technically wrong. I'm going to tell you, well, you're not wrong in any aspect. You're just leaving some major points out. The Dallas Cowboys do save $10 million by cutting Zeke, but it has to be under these circumstances. First, he has to be released after June 1st. Well, guess what? The draft is in April. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you draft Bijan Robinson, you're going to have Bijan Robinson and Dick. Obviously it would only be for, via a couple months or whatever, but there's no reason for the Cowboys to do anything with Zeke until June 2nd.
Yeah, it's going all the way back to the La'el Collins situation.
Yeah, there's no reason to do anything with Zeke's contract until June 2nd. And that also lets you know if you're going to do what? If you're going to be able to draft someone. Now, I know I kind of said it earlier. I'm kind of out on. I like Bijan Robinson, but man, all I'm gonna say is Texas versus Bama. Bama got a way of changing your mind.
Gibbs pretty good too, though. So
yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of running backs that we can probably take a look at, and let's not forget that they're going to be a fire sale by March. And all of this stuff is going to change because teams got to get up under the cap. And there are a lot of teams, like the Saints, for example. They got $60 million in dead cap money or under the cap. Kamara may be a cap casualty. Lattimore, who knows, man? We don't know. The team, this whole infrastructure can change just like that.
Yeah, man. And I'm going to tell y'all this. This is not the season to even like I love Zeke. Y'all know Zeke, one of my favorite players. But there is no trade capital for Zeke. You have Saquon Barkley that's a free agent this year. You have Jamal Williams, who led the league in touchdowns, who's a free agent this year. You have Tony Pollard, who's a free agent this year. Like, this is not the like. I mean, the options of trading Zeke is off. There's no reason. There's this, and then you have the guys that are coming into the league. You know what I'm saying? That are coming. So there's not gonna be a market to trade Zeke. There's not going to.
And Zeke got a big old no trade clause on his beautiful contract. So another thing we had to contextualize with that too. I don't know. Did you hear the report saying that Zeke agreed to the massive pay cut on that salary, or that's still horse feed?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I heard it from his daddy. You know what I'm saying? His daddy said, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like, just Google Zeke says he'll take pay cut. If you find the video, I got $50. If there ain't no video, you know what they say: no face, no case. You know what I'm saying?
No face, no case.
Hey,
glove don't fit.
I was just about to say it. We all know. Listen to me. We all know. We know. Hey, listen, OJ. I don't think you did it, but I do understand.
Yeah.
Hey,
you already know. You already know this song. Riggs! I'm getting too old for this. Riggs!
Like, for real, OJ. I don't think you did it, but if you did, I understand.
You know what I'm saying.
You feel me? But I mean,
all right, man. We got one more.
Let me get. He says, let me get one more. He says, Dak said facts. His dad said it won't. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if we got a question. I don't know if we got a question. Oh, well, we do got a super. He says, Law, are you going to see the return of James Washington? We need to go after Marcus Peters, a free agent dog, up to pair him up with Diggs. And you know what? Let's do this. That's a good state. That's a good one to end it on, because we did talk about Anthony Brown, and I will say this: when the Cowboys stop pissing on Trevon Diggs, they're gonna make it right. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna make it right. Trevon Diggs will be a Dallas Cowboy. You know what I'm saying? But then you got to realize that, guess what? With Trevon Diggs, it's going to make it hard. Someone else is going to have a very, very hard life, because quarterbacks are not going to throw at him. So that means that your second cornerback, Law, if I'm not mistaken, I almost feel like your second cornerback has to be almost as good as Diggs, bro, because he's going to get more targets than Diggs.
That's why I want to. If we go all in, like we seen teams do this, like the Patriots, for example, they went and got Stephon Gilmore. They went and got a Darrell Reeves. They went and got a Talib or what have you. I want to make it the most dangerous situation possible, and we'll worry about the money on the back end. I heard the salary cap is going to explode even more in the 2024, because that's when the Amazon money come in.
Yes, sir. Can't
wait. Yeah, and rip that Band-Aid off, because $111 billion finna go crazy, y'all.
Facts.
You got the Saints literally got Marshawn Lattimore. I don't care how much money it'll be, but I sometimes just sit back and think that, man, if you got Diggs on one side, Lattimore on the other, Bland in the middle as that doggone nickel cornerback, and then we seen what my guy number 24 was able to do. Izzy, bring back. You can bring back my guy D. Wilson. You know, this defense can be real. You good. You good in the secondary. Good. No weakness. Matter of fact, it'll be teams trying to target Diggs more, and it'll be more money for him because he's gonna pick it off. You can do that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, your pass rush, regardless. Think about this. Your pass rush will be good regardless. Because your pass rush, think about this. If you did that, your pass rush will be good because they are good. Because they're going to be good because they are good. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, let me say this. Now, Sean Wright, I love him. Shout out to his mom and everything. Chris, I feel you. But he ain't no Marshawn Lattimore, man. He ain't no Marshawn Lattimore.
And you got to think about like this. One of the greatest attributes that Anthony Brown gave us that we missed more than his coverage was his freaking tackling, bro. Yeah. Like, Anthony Brown would come up and tackle. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And when those running backs get on those sidelines, get on those edges, guess what? We needed that. You know what I'm saying? So, I think it's if you get a guy like that to put a play on the opposite side of Diggs, he doesn't even have to be he just has to be able to be able to get to keep these guys on the line, because by doing that, man, like I said, your defensive line is going to get better because they are good. Then they're going to be better off the simple fact that even when they're not good, the quarterbacks are going to have to take an extra minute. They're going to have to take that extra second. And guess what? By doing that, listen to me, bro. I know because I know you got to do a show. I know you about to go into a show, but I'm going to tell you this right now. If you go get a Lattimore or Jalen Ramsey and put him on the other side of Diggs,
oh my God,
Micah Parsons will have 20 sacks every single year. DeMarcus Lawrence will have 12 sacks every single year. Because guess what? The NFL was still dumb enough to try to throw in the ball those 40 times this year. They're still going to do it.
Yeah, they're still going to do it. Yeah,
they're still going to do it. But the thing about it is now they're going to be throwing in that constant buzzsaw. When Anthony Brown went down last year, teams realized quick, we're going to throw over there. And that's all they did.
Yeah. You know and I hate to say this now. That what propelled the Philadelphia Eagles, believe it or not. They had Slay on one side, and Bradbury did good just enough not to wet the bed, right? Yeah. And that compresses everything. That make the quarterback think twice, and that's coverage sack. That's how they had 4 guys with 10 sacks or more. So we look at all of those things. This is a copycat league. I look at it like, look, get you another veteran DB on the other side. I see what you said, Terrence Shorts. I like Izzy now, man, in the middle of the field. I think that Izzy got to be a 4-3 guy. Y'all let me know.
He is, but man,
he's 4-3. You don't want him in the middle of the field?
This is my thing. At this level of the game, our games are too close. So it's like that one little step makes too big of a difference. Like, we're not beating teams by 14 points, 15, 20 points. If that was the case, I could actually be like, you know what? I might be able to rock with an Izzy. But when we're losing games by 6 points or losing games by like 3 points, no. Like, think about this. Kelvin Joseph gave up 2 touchdowns in a game we lost by less than 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference, y'all.
He gave up 4 touchdowns for the season. So that's a lot. I like Kelvin Joseph. It just seems as if though he was there, but his mind was elsewhere. And sometimes now he made a big play in the playoff game, and he didn't have that bad of a playoff game with the forced fumble or what have you off of the kick return, punt return.
You did not spend a second round. You did not pass on Asante. Him to be playing special teams. We are not about to sell this to these good Christian people watching our show. These good cowboy people that came out here and gave us their hard-earned views and edits. He is not about to do that. He is not.
I already know, man.
Smoke weed every day.
I already know, man.
Hey, Law has a phenomenal way of putting a wig on a pig. Like, he has a phenomenal way of putting a wig on a pig. You know
I know, man.
I'm not about to sell that to y'all. That is not why we drafted him.
Oh, man. How long he been in the league now?
Bruh.
It's his 3rd year, right? Or is it third year?
3rd year.
I've been saying, yeah, Kevin Joseph is over Asante. Then I had to just wave the white flag, man, this year in the playoff game. I said, dang, man. Because Asante, man, he did everything in that game, but they still lost that game. But he did everything he's supposed to do. Right. But I don't think that people would touch Kevin Joseph with a 10-foot pole unless he go into like Siberia somewhere. But he's our baby, man, and it's hard for me to put any more lipstick on that pig, man. It hurt me, man. I said, God, dog, it hurt me, man, looking at this dude, man, out there.
And think about this, Law. Now you're at the point where it's like you're so invested in him where it's like you gotta kind of stick with him now. You stuck with him through last year and everything else. Like, now it's like, I want something from you now. Like, I don't want to just let him go because I'm like, no, bro, no. Like, you know what I mean, Law? Like, I refuse to. I refuse. Like, what did Denzel Washington say? I'm gonna leave with something.
And the moment we let him go, he'd be a Shavarius Ward. You know what I'm saying? That's just what he'll be. I promise y'all, that's what's gonna happen.
On that note, bro, make sure y'all see your boy West Coast tomorrow morning.
Yes, indeed, man. Hey, let me play it one more time. Riggs. I'm getting too old for this, man.
My boy said, or even Cheeto, bro. Listen to me. All these names that we just think about this. The Cowboys let Chidovio Weezy walk out, didn't sign him. You let Tre'Davious Ward, he couldn't even make your team. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all talking about possibly letting Diggs walk. Can we all just say that we make bad decisions when it comes to cornerback? And maybe we should let someone else pick. That's all I'm saying. That's all I got to say. We have shown that we do not typically make the right decision. Byron Jones, like, come on, man. And listen, the best cornerback, Diggs will probably go down. Law, give me 30 seconds.
I got you.
No, give me 30 seconds. 5 seconds. Diggs will probably go down as the best corner ever drafted by a Dallas Cowboy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right.
I'm thinking now. Hold on, you got me. He'll be up there though. You know what I mean? He'll be up there. But
T. New, you think T. Newman? Y'all think Terrence Newman's having a better? Terrence Newman over Trevon Diggs? Mel Renfro. I didn't mean to say
Renfro gonna have to be up there.
I already know. Now
Mel Renfro gonna be the greatest.
I'm saying the last fifth. Okay.
You got the old heads coming. Mel Renfro.
Oh, here they come. No, but you ain't gonna disrespect Mel Renfro. You ain't gonna disrespect Mel.
No. Everson was up there too, but he got his ring with the Giants. Everson is the reason why I like the Cowboys, but he just
Can we say 40 years then? 30 years?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm thinking. Hold on. Let me think one more time.
We didn't draft Deion.
No. And I got a love-hate relationship with Deion.
And Orlando Scandrick, I will
tell him to leave for whoever said Orlando Scandrick.
Like, think about this. Even if he's not the greatest, he's gonna be like one of the top 3 best cornerbacks in that's, you know what I'm saying, that you brought in.
You put Dwayne Goodrich in there. Kevin Martin. Nah, but yeah, he is up there, dog. He is. Well, Who's better? Who's better, Byron Jones or Diggs?
Diggs. Like, think about this. Like, we told ourselves that Byron Jones was a good corner because he didn't get interceptions, but it was all pressure.
Yeah.
It was coverage. And I was telling myself, well, damn, if that was the case, what made Deion Sanders good? Because he did all that and got interceptions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What
would Byron Jones look like in this defense, though, instead of that Rob Marinelli, I meant to say.
I mean, this is the thing about
you got me thinking. See, man, you got me thinking now, man, because DB is me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing about Byron Jones is like Byron Jones was like, even though a lot of people didn't like him at safety, his personality fit safety. You know what I'm saying? Because cornerback, man, like, he just was not that ball hawk, like, try to like play on the ball. Like, he was a guy that played on the guy's body. Like, he was going to tackle you. But the only problem about it is I'm going to tackle you after he caught the ball, though, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about you tackling well. I would rather you just knock the ball out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that was really his biggest mentality. And I'm going to tell you, man, I knew Byron Jones was going to get lost in the sauce when he went to Miami because they had that other boy over there that Xavier, who was making less than him and getting his hands on the ball.
They just nasty with it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You got us thinking now, man. Hey, you guys can follow me on Law Nation Sports on all platforms under Law Nation Sports. You'll see me on Roku, Amazon, Twitter, and Twitch, and as well as Facebook. I appreciate y'all so much. And, of course, that's my guy, West Coast, man. Let them know where they can find and follow you, too.
Hey, man, Diggs was an all-pro corner, too. Also, and two-time Pro Bowler. Bro, Diggs might go down as one of the best Cowboy drafted players. Like, you know, I mean, if he win a Super Bowl, bro, Diggs, like, he's young, bro. He doing all this. He ain't even got to his second contract yet, bro. That's crazy, man. But yeah, man, you can find me and listen to me, man. Anywhere where they sell Cowboy merchandises and shirts, all you got to do is say West Coast. My head'll pop up like, what up? If they got internet service, I don't care what it is, an internet black market, no matter. Type in West Coast Cowboy, I pop up like, what up? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you guys already know what it is, though. Make sure y'all run that damn ball. And I'm going to tell y'all this right now. You guys told yourself that you were going to be 365-day fans, meaning you were going to follow the content throughout this year. Continue to do that. If you're here right now today, you're holding to your commitment. That's the only thing West Coast is going to do all into the season starts until kickoff. I'm just going to remind you guys of the commitment that you guys said you were going to do. When we lost in the 49ers, you made that mindset and said, you know what? I'm going to really follow my team this year. And I'm going to really follow these content creators who got me here, because some of you guys didn't find us until we made it to the playoffs, until stuff starts getting weird. You know what I'm saying? And you guys made those commitments. So I appreciate you guys who are keeping your commitment by staying locked in to your team. I appreciate y'all. And you guys already know what it is, man. You find me.
Never look down, because
the star is up.
Yes, indeed. Let's go. Salute.